right, let's have a look. I just wanted to introduce Aristosh first of all. He's joined us in a little bit more of an official capacity to be community manager, and he's really been working a lot over the last weeks, voluntarily, uh, really fixing up a lot of the bots and stuff. Do you want to have a quick word, Aristosh, about some of the things you've been doing in the Discord and sort of the plans that you have for it?
Yeah, sure. Hey everyone, glad to be aboard here. Yeah, so I've been just kind of working on cleaning up some snags that we had with the bots that weren't all really getting along. So some permission stuff, fixing up some channels, adding a an interesting links channel just for people to share, news, whatever subjects kind of come up that are relevant. And yeah, looking to the future, I think as we work kind of towards establishing the DAO and get our heads around that, I think we as a community have got to start kind of coming together and talking a bit more about where we see this going and how we imagine some of the nuance and details coming together and what we want to see from the DAO. Talk a little bit about that kind of stuff. So I think on both sides, both the community as well as the team, we need to just kind of share a bit more and be in touch. So I'm going to be looking to try to spearhead a little bit of that and get people talking more.
Awesome. Yeah, I can see already a lot of more chatter in the different channels. But yes, with the growth of our community, I hope that we also utilize Discord more, so we see more chatter happening. And it doesn't have to be always just the standard related. It can be also various topics that we are discussing here, right? So I mean, the different channels, they all have a purpose. And I think in the channel general chatter or general chat, we can have general chats. But yeah, I'm actually very excited to see some people being here in our first DAO meetup. And going through the DAO meetup, how I guess we will do it every time is we will follow a structure. So the different departments will give you guys an overview of what have been accomplished, and then at the end we can discuss some open questions. Shall we kick off?
Yeah, let's do it. One of the first things I guess we'll do is talk about biz dev. On the biz dev front, what's interesting about this project is that coming from a centralized exchange point of running Voltoro since 2015, we've a lot of the things that we bring across to the DAO will be more old school business development, which is I think really important, and a lot of DAOs are missing out on. And we saw this especially with, like, if we look at Bitcoin and crypto in general, it took a long time for anyone to really take notice of it, apart from the dark markets. But it took ages, and someone like Alipay, it took 2 years to basically dominate the whole of Southeast Asia, including Eurasia, like Australia and New Zealand. Everywhere you can pay with Alipay now. So, and that's purely because they had a strong biz dev team really going out there hammering to onboard businesses, onboard things. And Bitcoin is just a loose net community of people, wanting to have a new system. So, of course, Bitcoin had other challenges. So I don't want to just say it was only because they didn't have a biz dev team, but yeah, I feel like having a strong business development function on the DAO is really needed. And by the way, like any DAO, it's gonna start off centralized. Like I would say, if I look at these wonderful people in the audience here, it's there's not very many of us chiming in at the moment. We do have more people that have joined the DAO than just sort of lurkers, and you guys are more active. Actually taking an interest in what we're doing, which is really great to see. But this will grow a lot, and So a lot of these functions, they start off a little bit more centralized as we're a smaller team, but as the DAO grows, as the project grows, a lot more will become decentralized, and we start forming the foundation, which we're able to do other contracts with people, and so that's all I have to say about that. I'll hand it over to Lauren and Taya, who have been doing biz dev. We also have Oliver in the group. Do you want to come up, Oliver, and talk as well? I'll invite you to speak. He's also been doing some great work in terms of centralized exchanges. But I'll hand it over to you, Lauren.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. Cool. Yeah, BizDev is important, and BizDev in the crypto world is very different, I would say, than in the normal world. The reason why is the crypto world, like many of our BizDev activities, are working with decentralized companies, other DAOs that we are in communication with. But it's every time a challenge to really approach the DAO and to find out how the decision-making process is. So rather than having, like in a normal team, two BizDevs team members meet and speak of two different organizations, we see it often happening that first it's a really hard struggle to find the right person of contact. But no matter what, we get through this environment and we find the right people, and we navigate through these different communities, and we are always on the hunt on new partners. But the other part is that once you start working as a decentralized company, interacting with centralized companies, decentralized entities, they like to sign NDAs. So NDAs are something that's really hard if we build a DAO that's fully transparent and open, because they restrict us on the information that we can actually share. So going forward, I will try to be as transparent as possible, give you guys as many insights as possible in the BizDev side of things. But yeah, have to say that some things underlie the NDAs and cannot be disclosed. So first up, the main focus is to have highways into different markets for all the stable coins that we want to issue one day. And it's important to speak to exchanges, to centralized exchanges amongst the markets that we are planning or seeking to open on decentralized exchanges. So there's usually two paths that you can take when you start speaking to centralized exchanges. You go after the big ones, the Binance, the Coinbase, and you see if you can be onboarded with them. But what they want to find first is that you have massive volumes on decentralized exchanges, that you have top tier partners onboarded, and that actually your community is about 40,000 or more members. This is really hard to accomplish for a project that's that early stage like we are. Actually, none of other projects that I've been talking to have been able to list on any of these top tier exchanges that early on. So therefore, we have to look into second tier exchanges, and we build our way up. Great news is that Oliver has been leading this on our side, and we have made these connections to second tier exchanges, and they have already, some of them, agreed to onboard us. The process of onboarding is usually taking a lot of time and is painful because a lot of questions will be asked, and people have and these exchanges require a lot of information. But once everything is provided, they come usually back with a good feedback. And in our case, the feedback was positive, which is also really confirmation to the protocol itself. That's awesome. The second thing is that we always look at our team members to join networks to join from the BizDev side. And for example, you can talk to different communities directly, or you seek people from different communities or community leaders that come on board and become actually active members of our protocol in form of an advisory position. And I'm very proud to announce to you guys, we have onboarded a new top advisor who's today present. His name is Faraj. Faraj is located in Dubai, is one of the top people in Dubai when it comes to crypto connections. And I would like to hand over to Faraj the word to maybe intro himself.
Hi guys. I have some network issues, but really happy to be present.
I think Faraj, you're cutting out.
Yeah, I'm not hearing him either.
Yeah.
Sorry, Faraj, mate. Think your network connection's too shoddy.
Yeah, can you hear me back?
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I don't know. Like every 20 seconds, I have to switch from Wi-Fi to 4G. Otherwise, it starts to break up. But anyway, I'm having like 450 member community of crypto executives in my group. So and the group is growing, and there are various subgroups of that, and really happy to help Standard to grow, really.
Yeah, and welcome. I mean, this is I would say the second, because we did one a little while ago, just like sort of group chat. We did an AMA before. Yeah, it's really good to have you on board. I can't wait to see what comes out of our partnership and connection together.
Yeah, definitely will support the project with all my network and all my resources, and I hope that you guys will grow fast. There's a strong need for a project like what you're building.
Thank you. Yeah, I think so too.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, Faraj. Yeah, so looking at these various communities around the world, we are bringing in people from the whole world to join us as advisors, as partners, or as employees, or as participants in our community. And Faraj is a great example. Being located in Dubai, he really opens us to the Dubai meetups, to the Dubai conferences, basically, and that is really great. What I see happening is that Dubai and Miami are becoming the crypto hotspots in the world, in particular for conferences. And having an advisor located at one of these hotspots is just beneficial to the whole project. Therefore, Faraj, welcome to the team. Awesome to have you on board. Yeah, the next part is we have done some connections also with other projects. One of them that we can disclose today is Forward Protocol IO. Forward Protocol will help us on the technology development side, a lot of on the R&D side, as these guys are building great technology as well. And we're going to be interacting with them on the exchange of R&D in regards to the technology we are building. We are also discussing with various gold retailers at the moment to come on board to the standard already. And this is a very interesting learning experience, guys, that I want to share with you. You must think the gold industry has been stepping on the same spot for many years. Not a lot of innovation coming out of that industry. But with the standard, we are about to change this. And now there was the first company that has presented, actually the first big gold retailer that has presented the standard to their board. And they're highly interested. That's great feedback. They have their concerns, and we are addressing these concerns, but they are interested. And not on a just biz dev side, but on the board level. And this is really great. So having these connections to the different gold retailers already helps us to build the standard. And that's also what we are looking for on the BizDev side, are these companies to partner with. Good. In terms of conferences, we are going to attend some conferences this year, potentially even already in March, a conference. We have a conference coming up in April in Russia, which is now worth discussing with the today. What happened today?
Yeah, it's wacky, that one. Like, we booked this this conference called Blockchain Life back before the couple launch. We were going to go there, and we had all the team. We got all the merch done. We got booth set up, printed, the graphics, like the brochures, everything, right? And then the visas, man, the visa to get to Russia is really hard, even for a European citizen. But we have people on our team from all over the world, and we're going to fly a bunch of people there to do this because it's a fairly big event over there. And then, like 4 days before the event, suddenly they went into full lockdown and just banned every event, and and so the event organizers like shifted it 1 day earlier, and our visas didn't, cover that time. So we then contacted them and said, hey, can we they said, do you want half the money back because we've already printed all this stuff for you and made the booths, or do you want to push it across to a credit for this year, and that's coming up in April. And now, yeah, this Ukraine deal's going on, and we're all like, you know, I'm not sure if, I mean, it's very unlikely that Moscow's any danger, but yeah, it's just something that we've got to think about, whether that's the right move. But yeah, it's all ready to go, and all we need to do is get over there. So let's see. It'd be interesting to get your feedback in the chat on that one.
Yeah. And also, we will post all the events that we are planning to attend here in this Discord. So you guys, even if you want to meet in person on these events, that can be possible. But yeah, so you get updated where actually to meet us. The next point, the next point is, I would say, well, I'm gonna hand it over now from the BizDev side of things to Joshua, who will tell you guys what's happening on the marketing front.
Yeah. So thanks, Lauren. We brought on a new head of social media marketing, Juliana, and she joins us in the Berlin office physically. So even though we're building out a remote team, and we're still looking for a CMO to really sort of grow a decentralized team across the world. So if you do know someone that's really good in the crypto space, has done CMO, has scaled teams, hired and fired and grown and keeps people motivated, and all of this stuff, that a CMO does, then yeah, jump onto the website and hit apply. Actually, we don't have that position up on the website yet, but it should be there in the next couple of days. But yeah, Juliana joins us to do amazing work. She does amazing work with SEO, analytics, analytical data, as well as social media, and structuring that whole space a lot better moving forward. So I'm really, really happy to have you on board, Juliana. If yeah, so that's really exciting. Do you want to say anything, Juliana? I can invite you up to speak if you want.
I think Julian raised the hand, but I'm not sure if we can invite more people on.
Can
Uh,
you hear me now?
yeah, I can hear
Yeah.
you.
Okay. So I just want to say thank you, and I'm very excited. Yeah, it's a lot of work to get done, as I just started like this week, but I am very excited, and I see a lot of cool things that we can do, and there are a lot of already in the creative side, because now it's more structuring and more the technical part, but also I have already a lot of ideas on the creative side too. So I'm also very excited to really start seeing the work out there.
Yeah, it's that's really cool, and you've only been with us for a couple of days, and already you're setting up amazing structures in the back end and pipelines. So yeah, really excited to see us moving forward.
Me too.
Yeah, thanks, Julian.
Thank you.
So next up, we have also that we wanted to ask the community to maybe have a think also about what kind of content, and I guess we'll have a chat about this in the TST chat or the general chat. What kind of content you guys want to see on the YouTube channel? Because we're kind of struggling with just in one way we want to put like crypto news and stuff. There's a lot of people that do great crypto news and analysis. I like doing it. I think it's fun and it's really good for SEO. Because it allows people to find us and find the project. We've also had feedback of like, oh, hey, I want to subscribe, but I just want to hear updates from the project directly. So yeah, have that for food for conversation. Also, we were thinking with these DAO meetups to do them once a month. I think it's a good amount of time. But if you guys think once every fortnight is better, let us know as well. What we want to do as well, we talked this over the other day with Juliana and Katarina, who's doing the videos, is that we are starting to do sprints when it comes to the marketing team, but also for the biz dev team and also the technology team, development team. So just wondering if to have more openness to record these sessions, just like we're doing a voice recording now, but maybe like a Zoom, record the Zoom sessions and upload them for transparency, so you guys can see, so the community can see, what we're up to, and it's also, good fodder for conversation. So that's a little bit of an update. Again, it's one of these things of like moving away from a centralized security first siloed business into an open protocol and sort of just recording all our meetings and putting them out there, which is the way we should move forward with the DAO, obviously. An updated website is also coming. We have spent a lot of time really trying to think of the next, trying to adjust the plan a little for the next distribution phase. There was one more phase, the third phase, plus there was a lot of tokens left over from the second phase. And we did a bunch of data analysis on why other crypto project like stablecoin projects failed, specifically like smaller ones, ones that like Euro, like that try to tackle things like Euro. There's so many USD ones that have come and gone, and we looked at them as well. And the main thing that we came out of the data was that it's basically a liquidity issue. That if there's not enough liquidity very quickly, then the peg slips. Not only the peg slips, but hey, no one, everyone wants liquidity. Everyone wants large pools of volumes of liquidity. So when we sat down with that information, we wanted to really figure out a plan for the third phase of how to roll that out. So we do have a plan. We want to have a proper presentation with slides and everything that we do for the community before we roll that out fully or explain it fully. But it's very exciting. I think we've come to a really good conclusion with how to do this, and we're also partnering with some good people as well. So I think yeah, I don't want to give too much away on that just now because it's not fully fleshed out. And if I say something now, then I'll be, you know, I just want to make sure that we've got all the ducks lined up properly before we go and yeah, hunt them. I don't know where that analogy is going, but yeah. So that is really exciting, and what we want to do is do that presentation, get the DAO's feedback from that. Hopefully, the communities will start to grow a lot more now that we're getting the marketing team up and running, and Aristosh is here to keep the community in line and keep everything going. So by hopefully very soon we'll be able to do that presentation to give it to you guys to discuss. If there's anything that you have grave concerns about, it'll be really great to hear that feedback once we present it. After that, we will then do version 0.2 of the white paper and have that up on the website. So that also comes along with the relaunch of the website's front end. Yeah, we also some of the early larger investors that have vesting contracts. They have a special portal that connects to the vesting smart contracts already set up that our devs have set up. But and we're going to set up because some people don't know how to interact with that yet. So we're going to set up a support channel here in Discord so people can ask questions if they did buy a larger amount that's vesting. And yeah, I'll hand it over to technology. I'm going to bring Philip in here. Is Simon in here as well?
I think Simon is not here anymore, but Philip has raised a hand.
I'll see if Philip, you need to like accept the invite to speak, I think. There we go. And I'll hand over the technology front to any updates on that side of things.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I'm more doing the product development side of things, but unfortunately, Simon had some technical issues to join today. I don't know what's happening. I guess his internet is going on and off. I don't know. Yeah, so
blame Ukraine. Blame the Russian
Ukraine. Yeah, like Bitcoin tanking, stock market tanking, everything is tanking. But you know, Simon hands. Yeah, so parallel, we've been working on the technology of the standard protocol, and the idea is that we launch the standard on different blockchains and the S0 and the whole smart vault system we're developing. And we're spending a great deal of R&D and development currently on how to connect different blockchains or having like a cross-chain protocol that would allow to keep the S0 stable on multiple chains with shared liquidity. Currently, we call it internally quantum blockchain entanglement. It's a bit of a joke. But yeah, I think it makes sense. So if something happens on one blockchain, it's going to be mirrored on another blockchain. But this is still work in progress. This will potentially elevate the protocol to the next level, and it's something that's very unique. Apart from it, this is just a cherry on top. The protocol will of course work without this, and we hope to get it working within the next couple of months before the next event that Josh mentioned is going to happen. And again, we're going to disclose more information for this when we're ready. And yeah, we have new developers joining our team. We have a new Solidity developer called Ewan, and yeah, basically, yeah, we're building the Solidity team as well. We're still looking for developers, so if anyone has some developers they want to send the contact information to us, is also good. We're currently always interviewing new developers to join our team because we want to move as fast as possible. Yeah, unfortunately, Simon is not here to share more of the technical background, but maybe during the next meetup. And yeah, I'm excited for the next phase, which we hope we can announce soon. And yeah, that's basically from me.
Awesome. Yeah, that part with going really cross-chain, having being the protocol, the global protocol for the stablecoin issuance that is truly cross-chain, that hasn't been done before, and that makes me super excited. I mean, improving the MakerDAO, if we just look at the MakerDAO as our biggest competitor, is already a massive win. The MakerDAO, from my perspective, is an interesting protocol, but it's so complex. And if we improve, or if we take out this complexity, that's already a massive win. But then taking it cross-chain, that's just mind-blowing for me, and I'm really excited about this.
Let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we can do it.
Let's see if we can do it.
I mean, there's a lot of challenges, and I don't want to pretend it's like some easy thing. We're working really hard to see if we can do some of these crazy ideas, and we have great talent to try and execute it. But yeah, it's definitely exciting for sure. Yeah, the other thing is like just to add to what you're saying, Lauren, is to have multiple output on being able to have different currencies, standard euro being the first, but having different currencies pumping out the other end. That's also really exciting, and cross chain. Those two are cool. But the other thing we've been doing is looking at the peg mechanism. As we had really strong good meetings with Gnosis and some other people that are really solid, including the inventor of prediction markets and decision markets. And what really came out of that is that it might be too complex to start with to do that, but we can do it for certain aspects of it and slowly release it. It still goes with our initial rollout plan of having voting first and then moving on to something else, moving on to the prediction markets later, because it is a complexity, and you definitely want to have an MVP out without too much complexity. And that was the beauty of Satoshi's white paper in the beginning, was that, hey, it is a really complex process. Like Satoshi's white paper is like Bitcoin. The protocol is quite complex if you just read it fresh, without in a vacuum with not knowing anything. But it's also very simple at the same time. It's quite good like that. So this is the same sort of thing that we want to make sure we sort of release the MVP first with not too much complexity, and then add complexity. One of the things we're looking at very closely is using artificial intelligence to set the stability fee, and using data models from MakerDAO over its period, and taking data from them, including volatility of DAI in correlation to volume on different dexes, in correlation to price spikes in other currencies, specifically Bitcoin, and also assets under collateral, and how much assets are under collateral, and what assets were collateralized, and what sort of volatility they have, as well as liquidation events. So you take all of this data, and you can model some. You can start to give an AI a good groundwork to decide, to have decisions. The issue with AI that I have is that, you know, the old classic of you tell an AI never to lose a game, and it just presses all the buttons and finds the pause button and says, yeah, there you go, I've won, you know, I've achieved the goal. And so they tend to do wacky things sometimes. So we want to have also some controls around that, not just let it go crazy. And so we're thinking about all of these different aspects of it. But I do feel that AI is a really nice one. The specific challenge that we're looking at here is when it comes to multiple output currencies. So it's fine to have a DAO voting on stability fees / interest rates for these smart vaults for one currency, maybe even two. But if you start to mirror, you know, a whole slew of like 30, 40, 50 different currencies, and you don't have a mechanism in there to incentivize good data, it might, for instance, if you just pay people to vote, then you don't know that people just come in and click something and leave because they get paid. They don't really care about what the right answer is. So, and this is the specific challenge that we want to try and get done. And AI can definitely scale to these sorts of things. But the key here as well is being decentralized and not having a central point of failure with one AI sort of deciding shit. So, yeah, it's a challenge, but that's sort of where the thinking is going from the team. And this will be all updated in the version 2 of the white paper as well. Once we've got more sort of you know, research on these topics. But I think in general we're really hitting. We're getting good feedback, good data, and analyzing it properly so that we build a protocol that can become the standard when it comes to stablecoin issuance globally. I think that's about it. Anna, do you have anything to say to add? Anna is one of the co-founders as well of the standard. Sorry to put you on the spot.
That's okay. Hello, everyone. I think if you've been following us, you will have seen me on our YouTube channel. So far, like the most visible thing of what I've been doing have been those updates and news and stuff. So more are coming your way, so you will be able to see me again. As a yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, they were really fun to watch. I liked them, and thank you very much for doing those great videos. Cool stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, said pretty much everything, you know, about the new update of the white paper and tech with Philip and stuff. So I don't have a lot to add at the minute.
Yeah, if anyone has any questions, raise your hand, or I can stick everyone up into the talking thing, I guess. But just
while we wait for some questions to pop up, yeah, it's really challenging to, like, every project likes to speak about full decentralization and full transparency. But accomplishing both is still a hard challenge. Like, first, no project really starts fully decentralized. Decentralization is an ongoing process over time. The second thing is that transparency, we try to accomplish as much transparency as possible. So we have these DAO meetups like today, where you guys can ask us direct questions and get insights where the business development is going, how the technology is coming together, and so on. So that's a great channel, but not everybody can make it at that time. So in parallel, we also put out YouTube videos to educate everyone through new updates, what's happening, and where is this project going. Yeah, there's a lot of transparency that we are trying to achieve here through the different channels that we are working on. But if you guys think of another mechanism as well, please tell us, how can we improve? How can we give you more insights on the development of this protocol? Good. I see almost everyone who is in the audience has raised the hand.
No, that's just when I invite them all to speak.
No, I was so glad to see all these questions. Does anyone have a question?
Or a comment?
I'll chime in with a quick thought, which is we might try doing the next meetup on Twitter Spaces, just to see if we can engage kind of a different audience there. Because I know that like all of your friends can see what Discord space, or sorry, what Twitter Spaces you're chatting in actively, so you get a bit more organic traffic that way.
I think that's a really good idea. Definitely. In fact, just before this, I tried to look at how we can do this both here and on Twitter Spaces, and I couldn't find the answer. So I think you're right. Like while the community is still small, choosing Twitter might be good to do it over there for sure. Kaz, you've come up to the stage. Hello. I think your mic's not working or something.
Hello?
Yep. Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Very badly.
Oh my god. I think maybe you're a 10. If you can hear me clear, right? Hello?
I can just understand you. If you speak really loudly, I might be able to.
All right. Is it clear now?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Josh, I was telling you about some of the things, the activities we need to be doing on the Discord to keep the member very busy. Like I told you, I sent something to you on your DM, like the quiz competition, quiz, like we can create a quiz, like, to have fun on the Discord to keep the member very busy. And then competition, like we can create a competition like a game, a kind of game I can introduce to the Discord that we can give members to keep them busy on the Discord. Also, like question of the day. Member can answer some of the questions of the day. Like, I said all these things to you on the DM. And we can also have a daily poll, like member can create a poll on a topic, and then the member can decide and then click on the poll if they are interested on the topic. I said all these things to you on the Discord. I don't know. We need to keep the Discord very busy, like making use of the Discord, like keep making use of the most of the Discords are both like the rank or whatever. You know what I mean, Josh? I said all these things to you on game. So I think we need to wake up the Discord. The Discord is really dying gradually.
Yeah, no, I get it, man, and thank you so much, because you've always got really great suggestions. And now that we've got Aristosh, who will be leading the Discord management, I would definitely recommend that you send some of those ideas across to him and collaborate to see how we can implement those as soon as possible. Because I think they're definitely very cool. Some quests and some games and stuff to get people engaged for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, Aristosh will be the end decider on that stuff. So you have to lobby him.
You don't need to lobby hard. I'm right on the same page, thinking all the same things, guys. So definitely, we'll be in touch, because I appreciate your help with some of that bot stuff, and yeah, we'll get things rolling. I got a lot of ideas. I'm going to start writing them up.
Yeah, awesome, guys. Awesome. Yeah, thanks a lot, Kaz, for always being really enthusiastic with the project as well, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you very
Serge,
much.
Serge, welcome to the stage.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, sorry, I had a meeting, so I missed the start. So I'll wait for, I'm guessing, a recording to hear some of it. But I did have a bit of access to the rundown, and I just wanted to ask with the first distribution of S Euro. Sorry if you're going to have to repeat yourself.
Yep.
How is that working? Like, is the DAO creating S Euro through some reserves, or is there a liquidity partner, or is that what you can't talk about?
Yeah. I don't want to. I mean, what I can say is that we're looking at having two phases of the S Euro rollout. Basically, one phase is kind of a giant smart vault where everyone can partake, and then once that's done, and that brings in quite a lot of liquidity using bonding mechanisms, so we issue bonds, then we will then release the private vault, smart vaults, where people can collateralize their own debts. So yeah, it's very early on, so I don't want to give too many details, but it's kind of it's some really interesting mechanisms. I think there's a couple of protocols that have done it, but we're taking bits of some of the best protocols as well as what Maker did, and kind of combining it in one sort of really cool, great way of launching. Yeah, so that's kind of the plan.
Yeah, nice. Sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah, we are recording this just on my iPhone, so I'll post the audio and later you can catch up on that.
Awesome, because I'll probably just ask questions that have been already mentioned.
Cool. If you've got any comments or anything, I think we're coming sort of to the end of the session. I really can't wait to see the community growing and yeah, having more people in these these audiences. But you know, this just goes to show how early you guys have found us, and it's just super exciting to see and watch this space. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. All right. Thanks very much, everyone, and I think I'll wrap it up. Have a great night, and yeah,
Thank you,
like
George. Good night. Have a good day. Bye.
thanks, guys. Cheers, mate.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everyone. And thanks, Aristosh and Blueprint. Thanks, Juliana, Katarina, Taya, and everyone else that was here before. Ciao.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thanks.
Bye.